Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone's having a nice, relaxing morning. Take a deep breath and let it out. Take another one and let it out. And do something to just get your body calm. I actually need this today because I've been trying to record this video. And what was happening was the book that I'm going to show you on this other way of recording, it kept turning the letters backwards. So it looks like you were looking at it through a mirror. And it was really getting me frustrated. I could feel myself. I was in the green zone, and then I started to inch up, and I got really frustrated because I was running out of time to make the video, and I didn't know what to do, and I Googled all my questions, but I couldn't find the answers. And then I just stopped, and I took a deep breath, and I went over to my friend, Miss B, and I said, "Oh, I'm so frustrated. I don't know what to do." And she goes, "Why don't you go ask Mr. Wingler? He's the guy who knows everything about computers." So I took a deep breath before I went in there because I didn't want to be all angry in front of him. And I told him my problem, and he helped me fix my problem. So now I can record this video for you. So that's my story of getting almost into the red zone. I was like pretty much there, actually, but I held it together. So I want to read you a book called When I Was Young in the Mountains. And this is one by my favorite author, Cynthia Ryland. The book I'm going to read to you tomorrow is also by Cynthia Ryland. If you like Henry and Mudge, or you like Mr. Putter and Tabby or Poppleton books, they're all by Cynthia Ryland. And the reason I wanted to read this to you today is because we've been working on small moments, and this book is a collection of small moments all put together to make a book. So when I was young in the mountains, if you look really close at that, does it look like that was from a long time ago, like the olden days, or does that look like it would be now? And this book has won an award. You can see right here, a Caldecott Award. That means that it's a really great children's book. And it was dedicated, so there's often a dedication page to her grandparents, Elda and Farrell Ryland. So this book was written for them. When I was young in the mountains, grandfather came home in the evening covered with black dust of coal mine. Only his lips were clean, and he used them to kiss the top of my head. When I was young in the mountains, grandmother spread the table with hot cornbread, pinto beans, and fried okra. Later, in the middle of the night, she would walk through the grass with me to the Johnny house. I wonder what a Johnny house is. Look there. It's not in their house. And held my hand in the dark. I promised never to eat more than one serving of okra again. When I was young in the mountains, we walked across the cow pasture and through the woods carrying our towels. The swimming hole was dark and muddy, and sometimes we saw snakes, but we jumped in anyway. On our way home, we stopped at Mr. Crawford's for a mound of white butter. Mr. Crawford and Mrs. Crawford looked alike and always smelled of sweet milk. I really love this page because they really do look alike, and they are wearing white and they have white hair, and they do kind of look like milk. I could see why the kids thought they smelled like that. When I was young in the mountains, we pumped pails of water from the well at the bottom of the hill and heated the water to fill round tin tubs for our baths. Afterward, we stood in front of the old black stove, shivering and giggling while grandmother heated the cocoa on top. When I was young in the mountains, we went to church in the schoolhouse on Sundays, and sometimes we walked with the congregation through the cow pasture to the dark swimming hole. When I was young in the mountains, we listened to frogs sing at dusk and awoke to cowbells outside our windows. Sometimes a black snake came into our yard, and my grandmother would threaten it with a hoe. Oh, I like that. That's a great small moment. Look at the grandma's face. There's a lot of emotion on that face. If it did not leave, she used the hoe to kill it. For us once draped a very long snake. 4 of us once draped a very long snake, dead of course, across our necks for a photograph. Oh, look at that. When I was young in the mountains, we sat on the porch swing in the evenings, and Grandfather sharpened my pencils with his pocket knife, and Grandmother sometimes shelled beans and sometimes braided my hair. The dogs lay around us, and the stars sparkled in the night. A bob white whistled in the forest. Bob white. This, I think, is the best small moment page. I'm going to read it again. It's so good. I want you to close your eyes and just imagine and listen for all the details. When I was young in the mountains, we sat on the porch swing in the evenings, and Grandfather sharpened my pencils with his pocket knife. Grandmother sometimes shelled beans and sometimes braided my hair. The dogs lay around us, and the stars sparkled in the sky, and a bob white whistled in the forest. Bob white. Isn't that a lovely page? When I was young in the mountains, I never wanted to go to the ocean, and I never wanted to go to the desert, and I never wanted to go anywhere in the world, for I was in the mountains, and that was always enough. So I just think this is a really beautiful book because it's very simple. It's about things that the author knew and loved. So she didn't have to make up a wild story or super exciting. It was just things that made her heart feel happy. So I'm happy that I got to share it with you. And when you write your small moments, I hope you think of things that make your heart happy and the simple things. So have a wonderful day, and I will see all of you at some point during the day. Bye-bye.